Hello, everybody, and welcome to Championship Stadium for the first game of our SimWorld doubleheader tonight. I am B-Ron alongside Mood. Joining me here at our commentary we have a game between the Lonestar Basketball Club and the Yacht Club. Mood, first game for you tonight. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited to be here in the booth with you. It's honestly, it's just an honor to be here.
You know what, man? It's a pleasure to have you here with me, and we're going to have a really good game on our hands. The Adam Max show has returned to the Yacht Club. He was suspended to begin the season, came back in the game a couple days ago against the ATL Aliens and really showed off in that game. And tonight, he has a tall task ahead of him, going up against Derek Long, one of the best big men in SimWorld Hoops. That's going to be mentioned to watch out for, Mood.
To be quite honest, I got Max all day long. That
really?
Guy, 7 foot tall with a handle. It looks like he has a bit of a bag, to be honest with you. A little bit of a mid-range. I really want to see it.
Well, we'll have to hold off for a little bit longer because Lonestar wins the tip, and they'll have the ball first. Lonestar led by Jason McGaz and Ian Gibson, and of course Derek Long. There are 3 key players on their team. Pull up, jumper, good. What a way to start.
A little midi from McGaz there. Looking good.
Yeah, it's absolutely nasty, and we've seen him do that a lot this season and throughout the course of the preseason tournaments as well. So this isn't surprising. There's Adam Max with the ball in his hands right there. Trying to get his way inside. He does, and gets the contact layup. A tough contact layup. There we go. Got it all out that time. The ball.
Man, if Max is going to be doing that, they may as well start up the bus.
It's going to be a long night for both teams, especially if the bigs can get going. We know that Derek Long, he's not really known for his offensive capabilities, but he's more known on the defensive end. Both him and Aaron Payne from the other Texas team, both known more for their defense. Cleaning up on the glass there. Making it 4-2. Derek Long actually does lead the league in blocks.
Yeah, both teams just feeling each other out here.
Most definitely. Gotta take your time, especially in a game like this. This is a big game. 3 ball up, good. Man,
and that is Bianco right there.
Dominic Bianco gets the 3 to go, and it's a 5-4 Yacht Club lead. Pass inside, foul. We're going to take a quick break before the free throws. Come right back. Welcome back. Free throws here upcoming for Lonestar. We have Siege joining me now in the broadcast booth. Siege, welcome. How's the barbecue treating you?
Oh, dude, it was giving me some real trouble. Got stuck up in the bathroom there, but I made it. I had to run myself over.
Hey, I'm glad you made it, man. Glad you made it. We got a 5-5 game here now after that first free throw. I spoke about it earlier, Siege, but this is going to be a big test for the big man Adam Max coming in after his suspension got overturned by the Yacht Club. He came out against ATL and he's played really well. And now in his second game, he's playing against Derek Long, one of the best big men in Summer Hoops. Tough challenge for him, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, and not just Derek Long, but you got Mason Green in that front court too. I mean, Lone Star's definitely heralded as the team that has some really intense interior defense, and he showed out in his first game, especially on the offensive side. It'll definitely be interesting to see how he handles the pressure from the defensive end.
Yeah, and we know that Derek Long is a very good defender. That's a quick driving bucket for the hoop there from Dominic Bianco. 7-6 Yacht Club lead. Spoke about it earlier, but I was trying to sing it earlier. But Derek Long, we know he's known for his defense, so it will be interesting to see how that matchup goes between Adam Max and Derek Long, because Adam Max has some tricks up his sleeve that he can use.
Absolutely, we saw in that last game, he's got a really great face-up game for a 7-footer his size. He can face up to the basket, got a little footwork, going to the finger roll a couple times in that last game. He's got a lot in his arsenal that you don't necessarily expect someone of that size at this age to have. So it'll be interesting to see how he does it against one of the top defenders at that position.
Fantastic take there from Dominic Bianco into the three-point game here, 9-6. And look to make it 4 with the free throw attempt here. Yeah, I mean, with Adam Max returning, this team, if they're going to play like that with Max involved, it looks like that's been the key piece for them that's been missing this whole time, if it all keeps up, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we talked about it in the last game, but it looks like it could very, very quickly become a three-headed monster kind of rearing its head with Adam Max, Dominic Bianco, and Jay Laster. I mean, that's no joke. You see, you got to go up against all three of those guys, and you're going to have a lot of game planning to do. So it definitely should give a level of versatility and flex kind of options for them. I know they also still have Tyshawn Ism coming off the bench.
Right.
He's no slouch either. I really love his game. Exactly. Yeah. No slouch. Do a lot of stuff. So it just gives another level to this Yacht Club.
Exactly. Jason gets to the bucket. Two-handed slam. Had the three down here the other end last time, and now a two-handed jam. That was too easy for Jace Miguez, the now not so secret weapon of Simmer. But there's a bad floater pass that's picked off. Coming the other way with it, meaning Gibson. Miguez with it here, guarded by Bianco, and gets by him again to the rack. Foul by Adam Mack. Jace Miguez, one-handed slam with authority.
Big time there from a big time player. We know Miguez can get it done in the mid-range. He can also get it done going to the rack, as he's showing time and time again.
My goodness, that was impressive. And that's 3 straight times he's come down and gotten all of their points. He had the 3, and then now the last two times down, both were dunks. So this is extremely impressive performance here from Jason Miguez to begin the game. Now he had a 4-point game, 14-10. Lonestar in the lead. Now Max coming back with it the other way, can't get it to go. Rebounded there. Mason Green. Miguez with it. Back here on the outside of the corner here. We're going to get over the ball around Siege. What do you think is going to be the keys to the game for both sides?
Well, I think for Yacht Club, we've already touched on it quite a bit, but how can Adam Max help kind of control this interior presence that they have here in Lonestar, whether that be either scoring himself or even kind of taking attention and moving out to the mid-range, maybe sucking out some of that Derek Long defense that empties the paint there. So I think that'll be interesting to see. We've seen Bianco get to the rim a couple times already. We've seen just right there Jay Laster with the N1. I mean, it's he should help with that. And then on the other side for Lonestar, it's going to be how can they kind of handle this new addition of Adam Max, because you got to take into account he's a new player that adds a lot of levels to this team, but he's also, because he's new, there's not a lot of tape. There's not a lot of film on how Yacht Club uses him and how this team plays around him. So it's going to be a lot of on-the-fly adjustments for Lonestar, trying to figure out what they're doing and how they can kind of battle that.
Exactly, and for both teams, there's not, well, yeah, like you said, with Lonestar, there's not a lot of tape on Adam Max. There's no tape, probably besides maybe a couple of preseason tournament things that he was a part of. But other than that, there's not much, and we know that that's a whole different environment from these games that we've seen be played over the past few months of this season. Yeah, ball gets inside, layup to fall. This ball picked up going the other way. Can they make it count? Yes, they do. In the lead, 18-13. Tyrell Marr, the steal and the bucket. High his own gets rejected, but second chance here perhaps. As he gets the rebound. They bring it back up top. Now 10 seconds on the shot clock. Using the screen. Driving pass long. Getting rejected again. Welcome to the block party, young man. Refreshments are on the bench. Yacht Club's going to retain this. We're going to take a quick break. Come right back.
Hey, and we're back, 2:42 to go here in the first quarter, and you're wondering where my voice comes from. You got Ilava back behind the mic, was late to the stadium. They're going to dock my pay, folks. I'm going to join Siege and B-Ron here. Guys, I came out, thought I was going to see maybe part 2 of the Adam Max party, but it looks like it's Jace Miguez controlling this thing so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Jace Miguez has been going off E at the beginning of the game, and it's been really fun to watch him go to work.
Nice shot there. Lonestar is up by 5. Lonestar 12-2, but Yacht Club 6-6. But they've been resurgent of late, and particularly with that addition of Adam Max. Be a different team. Here's a 3 on the way, and that's up and good. Garrett Hart.
Big shot there from Hart, getting the free ball to fall. They're going to need a lot of him, I think, in this game, too. Him and Jay Laster and all the bench guys they need to keep them in this game.
Well, I grabbed a look at the stat sheet before I sat down, and I see that Adam Max, 2 points, 1 rebound, and oh boy, Derek Long. It looks like he is doing his thing, controlling the paint. There was another block. Was that Derek? No, that was... Maybe I said both Adam.
That worked there.
All right, no, that was Derek Long. Correct on the call there. Oh, and Long has it inside. He's back up out though. Puts up the assist instead. The Michael hit.
Great shot look there.
See back up about that. You see Dominic Franco out there. He just handed the ball off, number 28. He's usually a big factor for the Yacht Club as well, but directly inside there. Pick up a foul. The game as well. Miguez gets a little breather and in for him. Chris Yardley. Ray Willis attempts to convert the three-point play.
Because it's our first time seeing Miguez off the floor. And he's been on for a lot of the quarter, and they've needed a lot of what they got from him. A couple of threes, a lot of dunks, free throws. He's done it all pretty much for them. An offensive end for the first quarter here.
Under a minute to go now, opening frame.
You know, I think it'll be interesting to see here on, you mentioned this about, I think Yacht Club need a lot from the bench. I couldn't agree more with that. Guys like Ty Ism, other guys off the bench, just because we talk a lot about this Lonestar team being a very complete, very deep team. You can't really beat them with your starting five. You're going to have to go a little deeper than that because they'll run you off the court if you're trying to play guys too many minutes. They've just got so many guys to contribute. And they play such a well-rounded game that we have seen Jace Miguez do a lot this game, but for the most part, nobody has to overextend themselves on this Lonestar basketball team. So it's got to be a team effort to take them out.
Yardley off the bench gets the bucket there. Nice feed from Derek Long, who's had a great opening 8 minutes. Here's Bianco and another long block. Second chance up, no good, and appropriately, a Derek Long stuff ends the quarter. Lonestar out in front here at home. 3 people calling this game. It's so good, folks. Come right back. Second quarter action when we return. So far, it's been Derek Long giving Adam Max a rough introduction to how we play here in the state of Texas. 4 points and 4 blocks for Big Derek in that opening quarter, and he staked Lonestar out to a 6-point lead. And Trey Will sets things up. He's going to take his own shot here and can't get that to go. An easy rebound for Lonestar. Deej, I know I missed some of the first quarter, but Adam Max on the scoreboard and on the court, largely anonymous so far, and this is coming off of a 27.8 rebound debut. It's a tough night for him, or is this all Derek Long's doing?
You know, it's a tough night for sure, but you also got to remember that, like you said, like you just mentioned, we've mentioned a lot, not only is Derek Long one of the best defenders in the game, but he's having himself a great night even for him. I mean, he's been overly dominant tonight. And then you got to take into a factor that, yeah, he had an unbelievable debut, Adam Max did, but he's still getting the feel for the game. You know, he's on an opposing court of a really highly touted team, and he's still kind of got to get his feet under him. It's nice that he had a big debut, but you can't necessarily expect him to be transcendent like that every game going forward. That'd be kind of tough. He's still getting his rhythm.
Mason Green wanted to get on the block party there. 6'11", 215-pound big man out of Austin, but called for the foul. And that puts Tyshawn Issam at the line. Big fella himself, just 16 years old, Isham, 6'9", 220 pounds, out of Naples, Florida.
And Ian sees, I know we keep talking about Derek Long, and rightfully so, let's be honest. But one of the things that surprised me, I was looking at some of the schools that are interested in him, and I'm only seeing one school that is, in my opinion, is a quote-unquote big school, and that's Baylor. The other two are Texas San Antonio and Southern Methodist.
Well,
Are you surprised that, he doesn't have more big schools calling his name?
I'm a little surprised. I think that'll change. If it doesn't, I think the other big schools, the Blue Bloods, things like that, they're going to regret not giving him a little bit more attention. I think it comes from he's not a flashy guy. He doesn't necessarily play for a flashy team. He's a quiet guy. He plays his role and he plays it well. And he's, I think when recruits come to watch these games, or scouts come to watch these games, they got their eyes on a Jace Miguez or a Nene Gibson, or guys who maybe are a little bit showier, kind of can do a little more scoring. But I have a feeling that Derek Long will find his way into a couple offers from some big schools.
Great drive there from Chris Yardley. To give Derek Long continued credit, he drew the defender away there, couldn't rotate over in time, and an easy two for the athletic 6'4" leaper, Yardley. Nice dish there.
Hey!
Great finish.
That was pretty.
Adam Mack showing the facilitating ability too.
Well, I'm intrigued by Adam Max. 7 foot, 250-pound big man, of course, suspended at the start of the season. Played in Yacht Club's win. He's the main man, as I mentioned, 27 points in that contest. Trey Willis comes up with this rebound, and Yacht Club trailing by 9, but a chance to get a little bit of momentum going here midway through the second.
You gotta hope that suspension maybe put a little fire under Adam Max. He kind of lost some time. The team kind of maybe could use his presence, and so maybe it's gonna help him kind of grow up a little quicker, and just kind of, play his role, do what he can, stay out of trouble, just kind of do his thing.
We're going to take a quick break before we get to free throws here. 9-point lead. Lonestar. Oops. All right, and we're back. Guzman for the line, going to shoot two, and no B-Ron. That was the second foul there on Mark Thomas, point guard for Lonestar, and don't see a lot of guys get deep into foul trouble or fouling out, but I think you want to keep an eye on that one if he were to pick up a third here.
Absolutely, that's always something you want to keep an eye on, and like you said, we don't see it a lot, as much as we used to anyway, which, personally, I feel like that's just the way the game is now. I would like to see more fouls called, but maybe that's just where we are in basketball land now. That's just what we're doing these days. We're letting the kids play, which at this level is probably a good thing. Maybe as they get older, with become a little more stringent, perhaps. But at this level, maybe you can let them play a little more.
Guzman sinks one of two. Mark Thomas still out there, and he's got the ball right now. Sets things up for LBC. E. Gibson, nice little cut to free up some space for himself. It's the short-range jumper. Gibson, leading scorer. Our second leading scorer on this Lone Star team at 16.9 behind Miguez. And that shot there rattled out halfway in. Came back out there. And nice dish. Oh! Oh, shot will not go, but the goaltending is called for Marco Graham. 6'10", 16-year-old from Miami. And suddenly we got a 12-point lead here for Lone Star. Halfway mark of the second quarter, and I think the Yacht Club wants to stick around in this thing. You do a little something going here before halftime. Adam Max tries to go to work, but can't get anything going.
Yeah, they definitely need to get something going. We talk about this every time we watch Lone Star play. They just extend the lead even more, but because of the way they play, they're a really tough team to kind of cut into a deficit against. They're really good at slowing down the pace when they want to, and playing really solid defense. They're a tough team to score in bunches again. So,
there Max makes his presence felt, and he is fouled by Jalen Pratt. Pratt hit a 3 down at the other end.
I think one of the things we also have to talk about too is, with this stadium. Let's face it. This is a stadium. This is much different from anything else these kids are playing in any of the other venues we have here at Cimbro Hoops. So this is a very unique environment that Lone Star has, and if they can get out to an early lead like they have now, this crowd is rocking, and it's going to be a problem the rest of the game if they can't get it, if Yacht Club can't get out of control.
oh no.
Wide open Nini, but he can't get that 3 to go. Yacht Club catching a break there. They can get this back down to 10-point lead. Oh, Max went halfway up with it before he threw it back out. We'll spin inside DeMarco Graham. 32 there from the big 6'10", 230-pounder. Actually had not scored in his debut. Getting his first points tonight for the Yacht Club.
Congratulations, young man. Want to keep it back?
Oh!
Hang on a second. Oh, man.
We've been quiet since that first quarter, but makes a flash there. But doesn't again. Oh, that defense for back. Tamir Johnson. Close to that lead. 20 game there. I got the bench up. Can do something here. Closing minutes, second quarter.
That was an absolutely nasty sequence of events there. The Jace Miguez crossover into his bucket, and on the other end here from Yacht Club, I don't want to get the kid's name wrong, but that was an absolutely nasty dunk there. My goodness.
Tamir Johnson. Looked at the rebounds and at this possession as well. Though, and jumper up, no good, and Mark Thomas clears it off. Johnson on Mark Thomas. Oh, yeah. Work is just way too fast for Tamir, I think.
I thought he was going to throw one down too there for a second.
Mark's about 6'160", and just 16 years old. Give him a couple years, maybe he'll be able to do that. But right now, all he cares about is his team is up by a dozen. 2:04 left. We're going to take a quick break. Timeout on the floor. Come back. Championship Stadium in just 60 seconds. Back here again. Lone Star's home ground, the championship stadium. They have a commanding lead early on in this one. Still plenty of time left, though, for a dangerous Yacht Club squad led by Dominic Bianco and Big Adam Max. But they're both getting breathers right now in this first half. A couple spin cycle moves there, and it ended up working out in the end for Jay Laster. The captain gets the bucket.
They need a lot more from him tonight if they want to continue to have success in this game and be competitive in this game.
Well, Laster leading the squad by quite some margin in terms of three-pointers made. Usually does his damage from deep. Showed you a couple nascent inside moves there he's working on, though. And Rick Long back out there, and look at that flip pass. Wow. He's got underneath. Yeah.
He's gotta go get it, man.
Bucket, but, as it has most of the night, things work out just fine for LBC in the end. Jace Piguez leading scorer in these games. Flashes of
that was just what they drew up from Trick.
Another turn this to go. Court. Out there with Gibson. Gibson drives inside. Can't get the bucket to go, but Jay Laster does pick up the foul, and that is going to send one of the better free throw shooters in the Sim World Hoops game, Nene Gibson.
Nene Gibson can do it all. I mean, he's a great free throw shooter. He can shoot from the mid, he can shoot from the three. He's kind of it's one of those 1A, 1B situations when you talk about him and Jace Miguez. Any given night, you can really see Nene take over. You can see Jace take over. You can see both of them take over, which is a nightmare for opposing teams. You never want to see one of those games. But you talk 1A and 1B, but then where do you put in Derek Long? Because to me, as good as Jace and Nene are, if I'm taking one player that means the most to this team and their success, it's still Derek Long. And maybe that's just because Jace and Nene can be a little interchangeable on some nights, but I don't know if they got another guy that doesn't like him. All three of those guys very vital to the success of the team.
Somebody else who gets it done and can show up on any given night is our one and only Siege. Stepped in tonight due to my difficulty. Siege, we've appreciated having you here. Definitely some good insight in this one. Looks like Lone Star's in control as we're heading toward the half, but still 16 minutes of good basketball. You're going to be leaving the booth, but hopefully you'll be watching this game with the rest of the SimWorld TV audience out there. And, well, there's a little hope for Yacht Club, maybe. Marco Graham. Or, sorry, Rizzo Davis Wrightsell, number 24, not 34.
Yacht Club's
Used to
never
the
quite
Davis
out
and
of it.
Wrightsell families.
We saw it last night with Philadelphia. We thought Philadelphia was out of that game for Bay Area. They ended up losing in overtime, but they made it a game. So you never know. It's been a pleasure, and I'm going to step away, but I'll be watching you guys, and I'm looking forward to a great second half.
And don't worry, Siege fans. Siege will be back in the booth soon here on SWTV. Right now, Lone Star, half the way to 100. They are handling the Yacht Club. Derek Long definitely winning the battle of the big men with Adam Max down low. And Nene Gibson, and particularly Jace Miguez, filling it up. Three-headed monster of Lone Star, getting it done right now. And, I mean, B-Ron, do you see any way back at all in these next 16 minutes of hoops?
I think that Yacht Club's going to have to find a way to try, and honestly, they're going to have to try to get Adam Max more involved. I think that's going to be a good place to start. Get him more involved. Also, Jay Laster as well. And obviously, Bianco's going to have to get him to play well. So I think those are three key areas to focus on for the second half for them.
Well, there you see it. Statistical domination, folks. Come back, second half action when we return.
Baby, you're enough, so don't you be afraid and take a leap of faith. It doesn't have to be holy, holy. I'm not asking for a God, just as long as you show me some ordinary love. So kiss me in the night, tell me that you're mine. Don't need much
And we are back. It's a big lead for Lonestar. Well, we got two things to watch here in the second half, B-Ron and SWTV. And that is, can the Yacht Club fight back here? And secondly, watch Derek Long. He's on pace to threaten a triple-double. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 5 blocks through one half of a 32-minute game.
Yeah, he has been going off, especially on defense. But again, we've come to expect this from Derek Long. We know that that's what he does extremely well. So if I were to tell you that I'm surprised, I'd be lying to you.
Well, 3 chances at it there, and the last one goes through for the Yacht Club, and that's something they have done well tonight. They have 9 offensive rebounds to just 1 for Lonestar. Now, Lonestar hasn't missed that many shots. Jace Miguez, part of the reason why. Finally misses one there, and look who has the second offensive board of the game. And it turns into the second foul of the game for Adam Max. Prevents the easy layup from Long, but he is going to go to the line.
That's going to be important for Lonestar in the second half, too, I think. Derek Long grabbing those rebounds and putting those shots quickly to try to get Adam Max to foul him like he did there and get more fouls on him to get him out of the game more, too. That'll also free up this Lonestar offense to continue to have the success that they have had so far in this game. They're shooting extremely well. We saw was crazy 67% coming into the third quarter, which is insane, especially if it's up.
Well, a rare Lonestar miss of any kind, just from the line there by D. Long. It's a second to go through. 15-point lead now for LBC.
Be a big deficit for Yacht Club to come back from. But as I said, heading in at halftime, I think it starts with Adam Max, a last down the jump on the offense. They're going to have to get hot. And if they can go on a run here, they can definitely get back in this game, but they have to do it, and we have to do it kind of quickly, I think.
Well, got a little bit of a break there with Nene Gibson unable to hit a wide open 3. Max trying to go to work inside on Long. Got a halfway decent shot and hit it.
Wow.
Long didn't make that easy, but give credit to Adam Max as well. Max, by the way, is the lone Texan on this Yacht Club lineup. He is part of that just massive Texas talent pool that's playing in Symbola this year.
Yeah,
Texas and California punching above their weight.
Absolutely. There's a lot of Texas talent in this league, and a bit of a homecoming for Adam Max, for sure. I have family and friends out here at this game tonight, and he's not too pleased with his play so far, but that could improve.
Well, he's playing a little bit better here in the second half. Just cleaned up another board, put it back up and in, and the lead is down to 11.
Yeah, he's getting himself in a better position here to grab those rebounds, and that's going to be important too. Getting his team second chance buckets and limiting Lonestar to just one opportunity on their end.
Miguez just got the littlest bit of daylight there. Got that shot up over the outstretched arm of Adam Max. Couldn't rotate in time. Nice night from Jace Miguez.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things I like about his game is that he's not afraid to shoot. We've seen that plenty of times, especially even in this game too. He just needs a little bit of space, the smallest sliver of space. He's going to shoot it, and more than likely, it's probably going to go in too.
How about that defense down there from Adam Max? I think maybe you got a little talking to from Yacht Club coach Marcus Laster at halftime, because he is fired up, calling for the ball down there now.
Oh, he had to have got a talking to from Marcus Laster. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. What a
corner 3 from Jay Laster. Speaking of the Lasters, connection there, and he connects from outside, and suddenly 8-point ball game.
Absolutely huge basket there from Uncle Jay Laster. That was amazing. A tough hand in his face doesn't matter if they're going to make it anyway.
And once again, I got to say this third quarter has really kind of been all Adam Max. Another nice defensive play and cleans up the rebound. Now he has Mork Thomas on him. Oh, he's calling for the ball. Got to get it into the big guy down there.
Got to get him the ball down low like that in a mismatch against Mork Thomas? Yeah.
Well, instead he sets a screen, makes himself useful. Dominic Bianco now with 10 points.
Derek Long's on the floor too, which is surprising. You know, we've seen Derek Long in the first half really make life difficult for Adam Max. But in this third quarter, it seems like it's been a bit more even between the two.
Yeah, if anything, Max kind of shutting Long down for most of this third quarter. As Long's front court running mate, Mason Green, getting a bucket. And oh, nice move by Jay Laster, and nice body control to finish that as well. Green coming over to try to force him to adjust. 6-point game. Lonestar with the advantage, but they don't really feel like it right now. Momentum going the other way. Adam Max and friends getting something going here for the Yacht Club. We're going to take a quick timeout, too. 3:29 remaining in the third quarter. Adam Max has tightened things up on Derek Long, and in general, Yacht Club's done the same to Lonestar, scoring 15-5 so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, and Hold'em's 29% from the field too. This has been an impressive defensive play from Yacht Club this quarter. They got the run that they needed, and they are in position now to continue to cut the lead down and make this an exciting game once again. It's a 6-point lead right now.
Well, nice shot there, Tyshawn Issam. Thought maybe he was going up with a little bit slow, giving the defense time to set up, but Issam just flipped it right in over him. 4-point game.
I'm liking the aggressiveness from Yacht Club. Yeah. Sorry, you go ahead.
There. Instead, DeMarco Graham cleans up the rebound. Chance to cut this down to a one-possession game. Oh, that time Issam couldn't get the shot to fall.
Even though he didn't get the shot to fall there, they've got to keep going inside and going at Derek Long like that. I think that while it may not be the smartest plan in the world, it might just work because, again, talk about foul trouble. It hasn't been a common theme in Simro hoops, but it's something to think about. He might get 1 or 2 fouls, and then it's like, oh, okay, maybe we'll just sit him down for a little bit, avoid that third one.
Issam hasn't been able to score over in the last 2 trips. Gets it back here. Marco Graham has it now.
Oh, wow, open in the corner.
Yeah, Bianca had a little bit of trouble controlling that ball. Couldn't get the 3-point off, and instead drives inside and makes it a 2-point ball game. And now here's the press from Yacht Club.
I was just going to say that I really like what we're doing here with Yacht Club defense.
Look at the results. I am impressed here with the coaching from Marcus Laster. Completely flipped the script. I really thought this game was heading toward a blowout, folks, and I was pretty open about it. But Yacht Club can take the lead on this position.
They very well could. This has been an impressive comeback from the Yacht Club, and now they just have to not only get a lead back, but finish up the rest of the game if they can do it. So 20 time left in the game. Oh my goodness!
Another block That man, Derek
That was unnecessary.
15-yard penalty. We've had 6 blocks to go with 6 rebounds. 5 points. Oh, but look at that drive. Dominic Bianco just too fast. One of the quickest players in this game at this level. Oh, this ball pass down the court, however, beats the press.
My jaw is on the floor. That was an impressive pass. Last time that happened was a turnover.
Yeah. 1 for 2 on that strategy. It's again driving inside. This time it's Trey Willis. Under a minute to go, and it's a tie ball game. Called it. Now, Chris Yardley had a nice first half. He was 4 for 4, 8 points, but has missed 2 threes so far in this third. Lonestar just can't get their shooting touch back.
And that's a lot to do with this pressure from Yacht Club on defense, I think. They started to bring double teams in the half court and then pressing in the full court. That caused a lot of problems, and the offense can't get set up when they're doing it.
Dominic Bianco definitely not pressing. He's just styling out there. Pretty looking jumper. Final seconds now. Oh, 3 on the way, but that's well short for the Yacht Club. Going to be another possession for them.
Yacht Club ball.
Marcus Laster's crew with the ball, with the lead. Wouldn't have predicted this. Let's see if I can get Siege back, because he's got to be stunned.
We have seen a huge turnaround from the Yacht Club in this third quarter. Impressive. Now they're going to keep going, and that's only going to help matters. My goodness.
Dominic Bianco suddenly can't miss. The Yacht Club is suddenly on fire. They turned a 15-point deficit to a 4-point advantage as we head into the final quarter. It's anybody's ball game, but the momentum all with the boys from Florida right now. I hope you didn't go anyplace at halftime, because you're coming back to a very different game if you're just checking back in. What a result from the Yacht Club. And B-Ron, what time is it? Where are we at in the game?
Put those 4 fingers up, people. It's fourth quarter time, and we have a fantastic game in our hands here. It's going to be a really good finish, I believe, between these two teams. Yacht Club, Lonestar, showing out in our opening game of our doubleheader tonight here at Sunworld Hoops.
Now by Adam Max. That is his third, but not a bad one, sending Long to the line. Long only a modest free throw shooter. 1 for 2 so far in this game. He will shoot 2 here.
They call me the nice guy, E, but that was a very, very nice way of putting it for there as well.
Well, he looked good with his stroke there, and gets one more chance to cut it to 2, but he's taking his shot. Let's go to the sideline and get Roniel to report. What you got, Roniel? Yells.
Yeah, sorry there, had a little bit of difficulty. Had a chance to talk to Coach Laster for a moment, asked him what he thought was going to be the key to getting back into this game, and that was before they had this lead. And he said, we need to get out, we need to push tempo. We need to hit the glass, but we need to push tempo, and we've seen them do exactly that in the third quarter, and now we've got ourselves a game. Back to you guys.
Oh, well, you are back just in time to see Derek Long foul Adam Max while scoring, and Max going to go to the line. Chance to get the Yacht Club possibly their biggest lead of the game. Are they led by more than 5 in this game, B-Ron? You remember?
Yacht Club, I want to say it was at least maybe 6 at 1.5 or 6
Early on, okay.
early on in the game. Yeah.
No.
It had been much bigger than that, and then they were down by maybe to 15 points, and they fought all the way back. This has been a great coaching performance here from Marcus Lasser of the Yacht Club to get his kid in the right spot, make the right changes they needed to make to get them the lead here.
Has been a great job by Coach Laster. Bringing this into quite the ball game, and look at this. The Yacht Club is starting actually to stretch out here a little bit. They now are up by 6. Still a lot of time left in this fourth quarter. Oh,
Funny
Marr
how that's not helping.
Yeah, Tyrell Marr just, I don't know where he was going with that pass. But that is going to go back over to Yacht Club, and they're bringing Jay Laster back in the game, so Trey Willis getting a little bit of a rest there, but whatever. Yacht Club's throwing out on the court. Tending to work right now. Oh, but look at this. Nice steal, Nene Gibson. Relatively quiet game for Nene. He needs this bucket. He gets it.
That's exactly what you want to see from Nene Gibson. This is exactly the time for him to come alive. Look out, everyone, because if he gets going, it could be Nene time soon.
3 on the way here. That won't go. Hart missed it. Rick Thomas clears out. I'm sorry, Miguez clears off the rebound. Oh, but Miguez threw it straight to Laster. Just gave it away. This team's getting a little sloppy here in the fourth.
A little sloppy, yeah, but quick hands from both of the guards, too, that we're seeing. You know, Laster and Gibson, both of them. Amazingly quick hands. And being in the right place at the right time, doing the passing lane, that's what makes for a good defensive play and leading the steal like that. Getting the steal like that, just like.
Oh, that was a tough shot. Garrett Hart shot that ball over Derek Long. Shot clock winding down. 7-point lead for Yacht Club at the 6-minute mark. Oh, nice drive, Mason Green.
Nice job, big fella. Go in there, use your body to block out the defender there, and finish strong. Very nice.
Not much of a scorer, Mason Green, averaging 4.4 on the season, but highly efficient at 73% from the field.
Yeah, I think when you average about that 4 or 5 points per game,
putbacks and
you're
dunks.
You're shooting 70% from the field. I think they'll take that any day of the week.
Well, there's a player you want on your teammate day of the week, Dominic Bianco, and look at him nail that shot. After a slow start for the 6th-ranked player overall in SimWorld, he has come alive in the second half, and suddenly it is Lonestar on the verge of being down by double digits. They trail by 8. Timeout called. 5:21 here to go in the fourth quarter. What a turnaround this has been, and B-Ron, want to get you in there, but I want to remind everybody out there watching, if you're not in the SimWorld game, you need to get in the SimWorld game. We are taking applications for players. Also, hey, coaches, you've seen what Marcus Laster has done tonight. Win or lose, you got to come away impressed with the turnaround that Yacht Club has done in this game. You could be doing that too. Apply for one of these SimWorld Hoops teams, and you could be running your own show as well. But 5 minutes, 21 seconds. Still plenty of time here for the home team, but this home crowd has gone really quiet. They're as shocked as we are, B-Ron.
Yeah, they are. I tell you what, I have not stopped shaking my head in disbelief for the past 5 minutes. It's insane. I'm looking like a bubble out here. It's ridiculous.
Well, we've seen nice moments from the likes of Garrett Hart, Rizzo Davis Wrightsill having some nice rebounds. Everybody getting some good moments out there. Sean Nissum. Jay Laster, Adam Max, Dominic Bianco in particular, I think have been the 3 big keys that have really willed Yacht Club back into this, along with some nice coaching moves from Coach Laster.
Yeah, I think it's mostly been Bianco and Laster. Those two together has been the bigger points. Not that Max hasn't been.
I was going to say, as he clears off another rebound.
Definitely had to get the rebound there. Yeah, he definitely had. But just looking at what the offense has done, Bianco and Laster have been exceptional in the second half. And there's Adam Max getting another.
And there's Adam Max again, just because you're talking about him. And
we got to talk about him, man, right? That's it. Exactly.
And I got to say, for a 7-foot, 250-pound young basketball player, that was some nice just agility and body control right there around the hoop. But look who ends up with the ball in his hands, Dominic Bianco. Ooh. Yeah, he thinks he's too quick, and he is from Work Thomas, but nice defense by Thomas.
Yeah, good recovery there from Thomas. The steal Bianco can blow by you, but Thomas did not allow him to. He stayed with him all the way down the court, stopped him for a minute, and then recovered, and used the recovery time to play that great defense to not allow Bianco to finish.
Oh, nice defense right there. This time being applied by Marco Graham. Forces an errant shot, but Mason Green comes up with the ball. A break for LBC. They need to get going. They need to get that man going right there, Nene Gibson, and he does.
There he is.
That's the lead down to a much more manageable sounding 7, but you got to defend Jay Lacker.
Yeah, gotta defend him. You cannot let him drive to the hoop like that. Uncontested, unabated. No one was there. Red Sea was parted. All of that stuff. You get it. You get it. The wide open layup. Oh no.
Double team on the Gez. Nice leap from Green to pull that thing down.
If he was shorter, that may not have happened, so they're going to put the height there, yeah?
Shorter. That's the actual ball. Oh, I thought it was going to be a turn around. Instead, it's on Gibson's hands. He wants another 3, can't hit it. And Adam Max secures a very valuable rebound. Oh, and look at that dish from Max.
Pretty pass inside. Now they got to finish it, though.
Yeah. Got his player almost a little bit too far underneath there, and it turns into a 3-second violation. So here's something to get the home crowd motivated. Ball going back over to LBC.
That's a tough 3-second call right there. That's when you're deep under the hoop like that, with all those big guys down there that Lonestar has. It's tough to get out of there once you're stuck down there. Unfortunately, it happened, but it didn't hurt at all.
Yep, way short on that shot. Maybe running out of gas out there. He's played a lot of minutes tonight.
He's been on the floor a long time, and we talk about it a lot. These are 15 and 17-year-old kids, and you hear some people say, "Oh, they should be playing all the time. They don't need rest." They're still the energy you exert in the game is still energy you exert, and you still can get gas. You still need a break.
Mark Thomas with the ball, but Lonestar really needs to start executing a little bit quicker here on offense, I think.
Exactly.
Personal whip. Gets a nice look at it. Very jumper.
There's Nene Gibson again. He's trying to get this team back into this thing. I mean, they're not down by much, obviously, but they're running out of time is the issue. Everything's going to have to be done quicker.
Line foul by Gibson. That's not a foul.
Yeah, no.
The ball does stay with the club, of course.
Yep, not a shooting foul. So we'll stay with Yacht Club. We'll see what they can do with it. But like I said, they're going to have to start doing things quickly here on both sides of the ball. Offense and defense. One shot only for Yacht Club. Oh my goodness!
I believe that block went out for long. I think he swapped that 4-block violation. If so, it's 7. More importantly, he up trailed by 7 with 109 seconds to play in this thing. I guess has it. Again, Lonestar needs to really step quickly. Now there's a double team. There should be something happening there.
I'm really glad they'll talk about violation because that man fell, and I feel like nobody saw it but me. So I'm really glad that it was just a violation and not a bucket on Yacht Club's head.
A little surprised not to see Lonestar fouling here. Instead, Max gets an easy look and lays it in. 9-point advantage with a little over a minute to play, and now the hourglass to pull them to Lonestar. There's the nice pass leads to an easy Mason Green dunk, but surprised they're, if not fouling, at least coming up to press here.
Yeah, you got to pick up the pace on both sides of the ball. You have a sense of urgency now. You're down 7, 40 seconds left in the game. Something's got to give here at some point. You got to make your move. You got to do it quick. But at this point, now there's not enough time left. And there's really not enough time left now.
Exclamation point. Dominic Bianco, averaging 17 a game coming into this one. I'm going to give him my nod for player of the game with a strong supporting performance from Adam Max, particularly in that second half. But This, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the W column for the Yacht Club. It's going to improve them to 7-6, get them above 500 for the year, but more importantly, a big win over the road, on the road against a talented Lonestar team that is now going to fall to 12-3.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, E, when I say that in order to be a good team, you have to beat the good teams. Yacht Club with this win, I think they're on the right track with Adam Max now, for sure.
I would say so too. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. That was a roller coaster ride. We have a doubleheader tonight. Next, Run DMV, Bay Area Breakers. That should be another classic contest. But before all that, we're bringing you the maestro, master of ceremonies for the post-up. So stick around, enjoy that. You're going to have B-Run and me on your next broadcast coming up. But don't go anywhere. Post up, and then game 2. See you soon, folks.
so excited. I mean, like we're hanging out. We're having a great time, man. Like, so we're basically 26 hours into this 52-hour drive going from Key West to Tacoma, Washington, right, to watch my boy in his first bowling tournament. We actually gonna make it on TV. And so now, and so we probably stopped. I don't know, give or take about 6 times, and we're going to realize, wait a minute, where is Dave? And we looked around, looked in, I mean, it's just, it's 5 of us crammed into this little, like, Camaro, right? And somebody said, did you check the trunk? And then man goes, oh, he'll be all right. Oh, I'm sorry, we're back. I'm sorry, we're back. Hello, welcome
Hello.
to the post up. And it's gonna be awesome for us tonight. Pardon the late start, a couple of technical difficulties. We have a warrant out for a Blaze because it's probably his fault. No, that's kidding. He ain't here to defend himself, so it's no fun to make fun of him when he ain't here. So I am Maestro, and I'm joined tonight by the one and only B-Ron,
Hello, Maestro.
the
What's up,
nice
man?
guy. How you doing, B?
I'm all right. All right, brother. How about you, man?
Beautiful. I'm doing great, man. I'm really feeling good because I really appreciate you going by earlier to pick up all my dresses from the dry cleaning. And you actually remember to pick up my shoes too. That I just got my heels done. So I really appreciate
Of
that. To
course.
help me out. So let's hop right
Happy to help.
in on it hard. 1 versus 2. Is it really a 2? The score doesn't seem like it. And oh, by the way, you can't say that Lone Star gave it away. Yacht Club took it. What did you see that in the game that you called earlier tonight with Elava the voice? What did you see
So
in that game tonight?
yeah, so that game was really amazing from both sides, I think, just because, Lone Star got after it early. They fought back from an early deficit to Yacht Club, and then Yacht Club came storming back in the second half with some great changes made from Coach Marcus Lasser. They brought a press that really, really got Lone Star frustrated and off kilter, basically. That gave them tons of problems, and they were able to weather the storm and ended up with the W. And, I've said it in various articles I've written over the course of the season. I even said it in tonight's game. If you want to be considered one of the top teams in the league, you have to beat good teams.
Through that?
And nothing matters more than a game like this. When you, as Yacht Club, you get the win. You're now 7-6 on the season now with the win, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things that now it's like, okay, we beat Lone Star. We beat a good team. Now we have that momentum we need to get ourselves in that conversation too.
Do they
We can
though?
take that next step.
Do they though? Do they? I mean, talk to me, B-Ron. Look, hey, okay, check it out. Now we all know, especially when you get to my age, all number 2s ain't the same. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. No, so that's something else that we're talking about. So here's the thing, and oh, by the way, I think I know what happened because I actually put in a call to the Uniform Police Division of the FBI because when both teams were facing one way, everybody had on the same color, and it reminded me of a game we had in high school. We knew this other school; they used to always wear their black jerseys with white shorts. So when we played them in the first leg of the district tournament, we wore black shorts with white jerseys
Oh
just to kind
no!
of troll them a little bit. Yeah, we kicked it. We blew them out by 40. But anyway, so I think that was part of it. Like nobody knew who they were passing the ball to.
Right, yeah.
But look, the reality of it is this, and you're absolutely right. But we all know all number 2s are the same. For instance, Yacht Club, yes, they're at number 2 at 7-6. There's a couple other teams at number 2 floating around 7-6 and all this other stuff. And then you got Bearer Breakers, number 2 at 9-4. I mean, is there any kind of way? And let's leave Blaze out of this. Is there any kind of way that you would put all those number 2s together and say that they're the same?
Oh no! I definitely agree with you there in that regard. That the Bay Area, as of right now, they are the best of those number 2 teams. I just think that I still stand by my belief that in order to be one of the top teams, you have to be able to beat them as well because you're gonna have to beat them to get when it comes time to do it anyway. So beat them now, and then you can have that advantage against them down the road later in the playoffs.
You're right. You're right. Wait, 100%. And you know what? And by the way, you've always said that Even from when we were looking at the analytics, while we were getting the season together, I remember reading what you were putting out there, and it was always right on point with, look, here's the deal. If you want to be at the top, you got to play at the top. You got to beat the team at the top. You've always said that. So before we go on to the next topic, though, I got one more thing to say. Big
Sure.
men, when you get the ball in the paint, do not put the ball on the floor. You
So be
are
nice.
8'7" for a reason. You take the ball, you keep it by your chest or by your chin, you go up and you try to commit a felony when you hit the rim as you throw it down. With a minute 15 left to go in the third quarter, I saw that block, and I said that block should have never happened if my man just would have turned around and just decided to catch a warrant. But no, he's gonna put the ball down and kind of do his little fancy dancing move. Next thing you know, SWAT City. So anyway, I'm gonna get out there. So anyway, enough of that. Enough of that.
I understand. I
We just move on.
understand.
Move on. So here we go. Back to back to back to back to back. We have a bunch of teams right now that played last night playing again tonight. Lonestar, Bay Area, Indy, Africa. By the way to get it done. Tonight, Africa. Queen City Kings and the Originators, right? So they all played last night. And oh, by the way, tomorrow night, the Originators and I believe Africa are playing for the third night in a row. Now, B-Ron, at this level, looking at what we're talking about, 3 games back to back to back, and we don't have load management. What do you think that's gonna do for the teams that are having to find a way to get it done on that level?
So that is a very interesting question. I like that question because I basically asked that to Coach Trey Pope for the Breakers because they had that long game against Philadelphia in overtime last night, and he didn't think it would be a concern. I I still think that even at this level, that with as intensive a game as it was last night,
Right.
there definitely still could be some tired legs and that kind of stuff. Because I can remember, waking up early to play a high school baseball tournament at 9 in the morning, for example, after
Mhm.
playing the day before or the day before, whatever it was. And yeah, you're a little tired. Now, is it because it's 9 in the morning? Probably, yeah. But it also has to do with the fact that you still need time to recover
Right.
even at this age. I think you still need time to recover. Maybe it's less time, sure, but you still need time to recover. My
And it
my my personal take on that.
I'm with you. If you lay it out at every game, and I always remember every coach I had in every sport I had coming up was always about one thing. If you showed them that you could lay it out in every game, whenever you were in, and when they called you to come out, you didn't make no face. You came out, you dapped the dude that was replacing you, and you
Mhm.
you got your blow, and you went back out. If you gave it all, 100,000% every time, you're gonna be whipped at the end of a game because to me, like I never felt like I wanted to leave something behind to say, okay, yeah, I still could have played another quarter. I wanted to end the game knowing that I'm about to cramp up if I don't make it into the dressing room in time. And I think a lot of our guys feel that way, and I think that's the way they play. We see that especially with the horses that we see on the Bay Area Breakers. Those guys.
Absolutely, those kids are
I'm sorry.
running.
They give it nice and dirty all the time, and yeah, we're talking about basketball, but yeah, it's what it is. So,
Yes, yes, yes.
um, you know, but yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see, as we see the games wind up tomorrow night, what's gonna happen. Of course, some teams have a night off before they play again on the weekend. But you know what? I kind of want to hit you with a kind of surprise topic before we go into our last topic. I kind of want to get some little bullet points here in the middle.
Sure.
Belly already out. I mean, y- okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bellardi. I thank you for correcting me. The voices in my head because I'm I, I'm still I'm be Ron speak because I can't.
Look, I'm just as surprised as you are. I'm sure that's why you're fumbling. I understand, man. I'm just as surprised as you are. This I didn't see it coming. None of us did. We're seeing Coach Myron Murray in this game. We know that him and Velarde had a great rivalry last season. Heading into this one, it'll only continued. So knowing that we're not going to have that rivalry anymore between those two in particular is a little bit disheartening. But I I I wonder if a lot of that because I talked to Blood earlier today, and he said that, it was mutual decision, and the team organization felt like he wasn't getting the most out of his high profile guys, which I'm thinking about, Keon Anthony comes to mind immediately,
Right.
as one of those kids that come to mind. So, I don't know how much of that is on Bilardi as much as it is on the powers that be above him wanting to go in a different direction.
Ah, good point. Good point. Um, you know what? It's funny. You actually nailed on something. You actually nailed on something I was thinking about. And again, look, Biron, you know that I'm completely transparent. And speaking of transparent, please be sure to check out all of our great products for you going on here in SimWorld Hoops. We got Blazing Takes podcast where you get to hear everything that like you actually get to hear everything he does wrong, and then on the Marsh Pod, and then of course our number one podcast Around the Table with Elava, the voice, and the Fat Man, my fun size boo. But back to what we're talking about here. I root for everybody, and you always know when they're good guys, and hopefully be back guiding somebody else. And when he says it's mutual, you got to believe that it is. So anyway, I just kind of want to get your idea of that. And before we move on here to the second half of our before we move in here to the last half or the last half of our doubleheader night with Bay Area and Run DMV. So here's my question to you, B-Ron. That moment, and I mean that moment in a game, in a series, in a season, when your coach anointed you the one. They came to you for advice before a big game. They came to you for advice for a big moment. They came to you and wait, not and I don't mean in the dark in the shadows where with some panel van and candy in a bag. I'm talking about in front of everybody else. They came to you and said, "What you think we ought to do here? How you think we ought to take this person?" Do you remember ever having one of those moments? Again, you share real quick.
So, not one of those in particular, but I do remember being a pinch runner in one of my championship games in a rec league. Yes, it's rec league, me alone. It was like
No, it still counts,
13-15
brother. It still
still
counts.
counts, man. So I was a pinch runner on first base. I ran, the ball got hit into the outfield, got my horse, ran from first to third, stopped and rounded the corner on third, fell, rolled over because it was wet,
Oh,
rolled over, got
oh,
up, and scored the run anyway. And I
nice,
was winning the game.
my man, beautiful. It's funny. Mine is kind of similar to that. Mine was as a pinch hitter. So I was trying to make a play to come back into the league. It was baseball as well. I was coming back, and I was basically 0 for the century. It felt like, I was with a brand new team. They were called the New York Reds. I was a brand new team. I'm sorry, I was brand new with the team. They had the guy that I replaced that just got called up to the International League. So here I'm coming in here, and man, I couldn't hit water if I fell out of a boat. And it was so bad that that at home games, when I would come up to bat, I would hear our crowd say, "Oh my God, it's over." I mean, loud,
Oh man,
right?
that's disheartening.
So
Yeah,
so a game comes up, and I mean, I'm like thinking to myself, okay, I know coach is not gonna put me in because I not even earned a spot to play yet
yeah.
in the starting squad. Coach comes up to me in front of everybody and says, "Yo, Wills, yeah, boss, what you got?" He says, "You can hit. You know this guy," which I played against him before in a couple other leagues. "Why don't you go and get us this game?" So I walk out, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I walk out. The crowd gave me the Bronx cheer. Oh, Joe, he just wants to lose the game on purpose. And I look over at the dugout, and my whole team is up there lined up on the railing, like giving me "You go get him, you go get him, you got this." And this guy always started me off with a slider, and he did it that time. He did it that time, and I tagged it. We won the game. As I'm
Nice.
coming through home and we're celebrating, you know what I heard in the crowd? He still sucks. So anyway, but it was just so cool getting caught in that moment. And of course, not too long after that, I made my way in the starting lineup. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. B-Ron is going to be calling next game coming up with Elaba the Voice. And we're going to thank you for all you do for us. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now. We got a bunch of games coming up this weekend. Hit us up. Let us know what you think is going to happen. And by the way, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you slice bologna and fry it and slice a hot dog and fry it, you can't tell me it just don't taste the same.
Good evening, Sim World. We are back, and you are about to watch the second half of our doubleheader tonight. After the thrilling comeback of Yacht Club, coming all the way back from 15 down to top Lonestar, we now have Bay Area Breakers here at the fantastic Bay Bridge Athletic Club taking on Run DMV. Run DMV 6-5 on the year. Bay Area 9-4. You have E-Lava with B-Ron. Let's get this thing underway, B.
Yeah, let's do it, man. This is a beautiful venue. I'm always amazed every time I come here and see it in person. And we're going to have a great basketball game here in our hands. They had a game here last night. We went to overtime. Philadelphia came here and gave them their money. I think Run DMV will do the same because this team is on the come up, I think, along with Philadelphia as well.
Xavier Pope cuts to the hoop and gets things going here. 2-0 lead for Bay Area in their home white uniforms. DMV, coached by Myron Murray in his second year in charge of the team. So that first shot won't go. And there you see Big Trey Hyman bringing it up. He's got a smaller defender on him. Let's see if they can find him down there in the post.
Yeah, one of the only problems I can foresee for Run DMV in this game is their lack of size against Trey and Sean Hyman brothers. And I think that's going to be tough to have them deal with those two all night. But other than that, if their three-point shooting can get going, because that's what they like to do, they want to shoot the ball and shoot lots of threes. If they can do that at a high clip, I think they'll be just fine to contend with Bay Area tonight.
Kamari Bracken got a pretty good look at a three there, but it wouldn't go as Run DMV starts the game cold. Run DMV has been something of a yo-yo club all this year. They've had some impressive wins, some 100-point outbursts, and they've also lost some games that took some people by surprise. And they're Adonis Knight, the newest member of the Bay Area Breakers, 6'5", 200-pounder out of San Francisco. He scored 10 points in his debut.
Yeah, a lot of these teams continue to improve their roster as we get closer to in-season recruiting ending. May 19th was the last game of that in-season recruiting. So, expect to see a lot of these teams continue to make some changes to add more players and get rid of some players, maybe even as things wind down here for back. So that's right. Like I said, they're one of the newest additions to the recruiting process.
Trey Pup going to work, but he gives it up. Hayden Ship. He's going to take a jumper, and the Seminole veteran can't get it to go, but there with the rebound and the putback is Big Trey Hyman. 6'10", 240-pounder out of Oakland. Looking at Gonzaga, Arizona, and some of the powerhouse schools recruiting him. Oh, nice move. Hyman picks up the foul. Bucket won't go. That is going to send Run DMV to the line. Nick Hugo, their undersized pivot man, 6'7", 225-pounder, just 16 years old. Averaging a team high 6.2 rebounds to go with 6.3 points a game. He'll head to the line, shoot two.
And Hugo does, he does think that, or he knows he's undersized tonight, going against, again, the Hyman brothers in particular. But he's hoping to use his footwork and leaping ability to his advantage in tonight's game against the two. And it's going to be one of those things that it's going to be a fun matchup to watch for the rest of this game for Nick Hugo going up against, again, Sean Hyman on the inside.
Well, just 6'7", which isn't very tall for a Sim World center, but he is averaging 2.4 blocks per game, fifth among all players, and he's got some of that old school old man game in him. Like when you go down to the park and there's somebody nearly 60 who just has good footwork and frustrates you and beats you. That's kind of what Nick Hugo does.
Absolutely. And, that's the only thing that's a lost art. You don't see a whole lot these days, but those who have that footwork definitely can make life difficult for you on both sides of the ball, too.
Hugo couldn't get that jumper to go, and on the other end, an attacking mood to start this game. The 21st ranked player in all of Sim World, Xavier Pope, 6'6" slasher, averaging a team high 14.5 a game, and he gets that one to go.
Both teams coming out pretty well to begin the game. I spoke about it in the post-up earlier, but Dre Pope in the pregame press conference earlier today said that he's not concerned with his kids and their conditioning, because again, they had the long game last night against Philadelphia, so he's not concerned about it. We'll see how that goes. What about? Do you think that would probably?
I mean, you know, we talked about in the first game, like, you know, you would hope that the youth and resilience would overcome a lot of that.
Right.
But-
yeah.
But, you know, you know, kids are just human, and it does come into play. Turnover there gives it back to boys from DMV, Marion Bracken. Ooh, Trey Trust off with his shot there. Brandon Smith missed for DMV on the previous trip. Looked really flat-footed on that shot.
I did try to get a comment from Trey Trust today in the pregame press conference, but he wasn't available for comment. But I was gonna ask him being a leader on the team, how was he going to, or did he have any added pressure on him tonight, going up against Adonis Knight or Boris Anderson? But again, unavailable for comment, and hopefully he'll be able to make that work for him tonight.
Xavier Pope often runs the point for this Bay Area squad, and he's playing like a scoring point tonight, finding little seams to get to the bucket. Both teams playing pretty good defense here to start things off, but it's the Bay Area Breakers on top, 10-4 as we come to the first break in the game, 3:14 to go, first quarter. Timeout on the floor. We're going to take a timeout too, but don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back. Six-point advantage for home-standing Bay Area Breakers. You know, we saw this script happen in the first game. Lonestar at home jumped out to a big lead, only to see it crumble in the second half. Let's see what remaining. Oh, what do we got there? About 27 minutes of this game bring us.
Yeah, there's plenty of time left in this one for that to change entirely.
Well, while we're waiting to get restarted here, you get a nice look at the fantastic Bay Bridge Athletic Club and with the Breakers, and they played pretty well at home overall, 9-4 record in total, and looking to come out on top of that highly competitive Pacific Rim division.
Yeah, highly competitive. You know, the best footballers are on the rise again, and it's been fun to see them get going again here. That's such a tough division. These two teams play in the toughest divisions in SimWorld hoops.
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't think you can disagree with that one. Well, Hugo's one tough kid, able to tap that little hoop up in. But on this end, Adonis Knight has the answer.
Need a better contest on that from Knight. Just a little bit too much, a little bit lax on the contest there.
5 players currently ranked on this Bay Area squad. Knight not one of them. Let's see if he ends up there. And it's a turnover going Bay Area's way. Oh, nice dish inside. Oh, couldn't control the pass. Able to actually finish the bucket off, however, is Royce Anderson. Coming off the bench tonight, but averaging 12.2 points a game for this Breakers squad.
Now, one of the things that makes Coach Jacob, I think, one of the more interesting coaches in the league is that he is very willing to make lineup changes and switch the things at any given time for any reason. It doesn't matter what it is. He's going to try everything out depending on what his matchup is, and he's going to make it work. And that's one of the things that that for me as a player would really endear me to him, because he's going to give you a reason as to why he's doing what he's doing. Royce Anderson, he'd be starting for any team pretty much all year, pretty much all year, barring anything serious happening to him. No matter what's happening, he's going to start at all times. But not here. Everyone's willing to wait a minute.
Well, off the Brandon Smith miss, and Brandon's form and shot and stance has just looked ugly on his 2 shots so far, but Ray Hyman made it look pretty at the other end. Here's a 3 from DMV, and this time they hit. Ty Rocco the third. John Hudgens, the big man, 6'10", hit one from DMV a second ago. They're pulled within 4. Time out on the court. Bay Area Breakers. Coach Dre Pope wants to talk it over with his side as we're about to play the final minute of the opening quarter. Well, wanted to thank everybody for being with us tonight, but also wanted to remind you, come back tomorrow night. We are going to be back on the air. Hey, I'm going to be back on the air. How cool is that? You're going to get another dose of E-Lava tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern. We kick things off. Eron, I'm not working with you, am I? Are you back around tomorrow?
I will have to look at the schedule, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, no, I get Siege. I was just informed by my producer, Roniel. It will be me and Siege, so if you enjoyed the dulcet tones of Siege, you certainly come in. Be that, there'll also be more post-ups, more stories. The man has more than anybody I know from Maestro. I enjoyed your post-up, B-Ron, gotta say, and it reminds me, next time I'm on with the Maestro, I want to talk about my great athletic moments, too. One happened in T-ball, legendary, and later on in softball in a foreign country where I was the only person who really knew how to play. So.
Oh, man, that sounds like a lot of fun, too. Maybe we should have one on the air here tonight if he's got it.
Well, we'll see. If this game gets out of hand, maybe I'll rush that up. But right now we got a close one, 3 on the way from Bay Area. Ooh. Pretty shot there. Royce Anderson off the bench and into your heart.
Anderson's made 23s coming into this game, and there's another one there for him. Impressive stroke from that distance.
Didn't get it going on that end. Malik Duffin. Oh! And a defensive lapse turns into a spectacular dunk.
My goodness.
Hardaway. Makes it a 9-point lead. Bay Area getting the ball back. A quick charging foul on Brandon Smith, who's, well, folks, he's just having a little bit of a nightmare out there tonight. 2 for 2, the charge. Offensive misses from Brandon Smith, who's a SimWorld veteran.
Yep.
For this team last year.
Absolutely. It's been a rough night for him to begin. But there is plenty of time for this to get turned around. And again, we saw in our last game, things get turned around very quickly for a team. So there's still time.
Adonis Knight can hit from deep, but he couldn't get that one. Let's see if DMV has the answer from the corner, and they do. That's John Hudgens again. I mean, he only averages 5.4 points, the big man, but he can hit from deep. Made 2 tonight. He's got 8 on the year. 6-point lead for Bay Area. Both teams came out playing defense, but Bay Area with the advantage. They're up 6 when we return. DMV ball. They trail by 6. Start here of the second quarter. John Hudgens, 6'10" post player. Splashed 2 threes, and he's leading them so far. But Marion Bracken, Trey Trust, pretty quiet so far for DMV. Oh, I'm not sure what Nick Hugo thought there for a second. But he probably didn't realize he was that wide open.
Yeah, I don't think he did, but he was able to notice it in time to throw it down with one hand. So I'm glad he recovered, because that would have been
an embarrassing moment.
Yes, yes, that would have been on maybe our not top 10 tactical
It might have been.
That's
right. Bay Area continuing to be highly efficient, and it's been a team effort. Everybody getting in on it. Oh, here comes Hudgens. Fake. He's going to shoot the 3 from the corner and instead drives and dunks. Just 16 years old, John Hudgens, and you know his stats don't jump out at you. 5.4 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, shooting just 43%. But it's the first time I've played one of these games and liked what I'm seeing, and boy, am I liking the offensive prowess from Bay Area tonight.
They excel in the tough shot department. They really do. It's insane how many shots you see the team take that you think that's not going in, and then it goes in anyway. So it's ridiculously tough. So it's just normally don't fall for any other player, any other team. But it seems like we get something here in the Bay, man. They got something going on over here.
Rare miss from Royce Anderson. Trey Hyman blocked Nick Hugo down on this other end. Hugo tried to take a tough shot, but Trey was of the mind, I'm going to make this too tough for you, young man. 23 won't go, and Hyman secures the rebound. That's 6 for him in the game.
Been active on the board so far as Hyman, and that's always going to do wonders for your team on both sides of the ball.
More than 8.5 rebounds per game. Oh, there was a bunny missed. A rare easy shot. Couldn't be converted by the Breakers.
I haven't seen a lot of those misses to begin the game for them, and if they have a few more of those, maybe DMV is, I don't want to say more in the game, but maybe it's a closer score than what it is now, because they're in the game right now. They're not down 20 points. You know.
Oh, Don Howard got it into Hyman in good position, but he'd been hanging out there for too long. 3-second violation. As we see some subs getting ready. Ronnie Shanahan. I think he's another one of these players that would star on a lot of other SimWorld teams. Here he's a reserve, just averages 4 points a game, but in Houston, Texas, one of these talented Texans, Ronnie Shanahan. Oh, nice drive from Nick Hugo. Got that over the top of Trey Hyman.
It sure did, but to give Hyman his credit, that was an impressive recovery on the double team. He gets back to Hugo in time too to contest the shot, but it doesn't matter. So give credit where it's due to both players. Oh wow!
That is Sean Hyman, little brother getting in on the act. 6'7", 200-pounder, a year younger than Trey. Since he's joined this team, he's averaging almost the same numbers as Trey. Really, 11.2 points, 7.6 rebounds.
Yeah,
look at Nick Hugo. Wow.
You're younger and what, 3 inches shorter than Trey?
3 inches shorter.
Crazy.
Little 30, 40 pounds lighter, too. He's the little brother, legitimately. But he can play, Sean Hyman. So can Nick Hugo. Nick Hugo having a nice night tonight. He's not intimidated by these bigs on the Breakers.
Well,
nice steal. Cans. That was Brandon Smith looking to... His rep, but it was ripped right back on this end. Royce Anderson turned it into points, however.
Yeah, that's normally one he converts to.
Hugo collected himself. That gave just enough time for the help defense to come over, get the swat. Oh, but the spots are back on this end too. Malik Duffin gets one there. 3 on the way here, and that's Shanahan, and it won't go. He can definitely hit from that distance.
Yeah, he sure can. Surprised to see him not make that one, but been a great couple of possessions here for the defense of both these teams, man.
Tight game, DMV hanging around. They're in trail by 4. Make it 2. Brandon Smith.
Getting going here. Yeah, redeeming himself after a poor first quarter.
Redeems
Knocks it
himself
back
up.
nicely here.
Has some talent. Heavily recruited by Maryland. May join Cooper King Cross next year if Cooper still happens to be at the college level. Well, nice defense. Run DMV, and they can tie things up. And they do.
Is Nick Hugo. Not
it has
letting
been
his lack of size get to him at all. Go ahead, Eve.
I was going to say, it's been the DMV bigs that have really been getting it done. John Yudgens and Nick Hugo. Impressive night from the two of them.
No, and it's really, really impressive seeing these Run DMV bigs have their way and get themselves going. They're getting it done over here. And it's even more impressive, too, when you look at the region as a whole, the DMV area as a whole, there are not many quote-unquote bigs in the region. It's all guards and wings. So to have a guy like Nick Hugo come in, or even John Hudgens, who again Hudgens is tall. He's the only quote unquote big on the team in terms of height. He's so that's impressive in its own right. So give credit where it's due to Run DMV for having Nick Hugo and John Hudgens play together well and mesh well together. I think if you're Hugo, it's his athleticism that gives him the rub.
And Smith at the line. He makes his first. Smith warming up to this game. Started off a little bit rough, playing well now as subs coming in for Run DMV. Charles Pinkard out on the court, sort of playing the Ronnie Shanahan role for this DMV squad. Coming off the bench, hitting from outside.
Yeah, because he was starting at one point in the year, but they did have to make some adjustments, and I think that they're going to see how Pinkard goes off the bench, and of course they will work backwards from there.
Last night, well, the rich getting richer, Bay Area's newest addition, Adonis Knight, collects his own rebound, puts it up in. Steal on this end, and Breakers can tie this back up.
That situation where you have to talk. Yeah, hey, behind you, look up behind you, because Caden came up and stole that one right out from under.
Xavier Pope, a little size advantage on his defender and tries to use it, but that's pretty good defense by Talrell McDaniel. Ooh, talk about defense. Both teams bringing it these past few possessions.
Yeah, they're really locking each other up here over the last couple of minutes in the quarter.
Great drive. Good finish.
Oh, man.
Adonis Knight.
That's a
He may soon be the 6th ranked player on this Bay Area team.
Can you imagine? And you mentioned it earlier, Eve. Any of these players who are not starting, not getting a lot of minutes, Curtis London comes to mind too, they could be starting on any other team in the league. But they've all decided to come here to play with, Caden Chip, Trey Hyman, Xavier Pope, Royce Hayden, and all these kids, and Dre Pope. They're building this team out. And to be a top-to-bottom strong team. And they proved it so far this season. Sure, they have a couple of losses here and there to good teams, but regardless of that fact, they haven't fallen off of that. If that makes sense.
The strength of this team makes their 9-4 record look slightly disappointing, as there's a steal from Blake Gillenwater. He's a little used reserve coming off the bench, playing good defense, good offense too. He finds Xavier Pope.
Fantastic pass.
Easy layup.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point there, E, too. There was a lot of talk in the preseason about how Breakers, they're a strong team, they're going to run the table, blah, 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 which, we expected it. We expected them to be a good team, yes. But to have them be 9-4 with the team that they have, and they had coming into it and have now, is probably a little bit disappointing to some people. But it is what it is, man. It's basketball, and you're not going to be perfect every night. Even at this level, I don't think we're going to see a team ever go undefeated at this level. You're not going to see it. There's too much talent all around at the small hoop level to have it happen.
Well, McDaniel looks to complete the three-point play, and he does. That was a pretty foolish foul. Xavier Pope came about 20, 25 feet away, way late on that one. Couldn't stop the shot, could only the body of McDaniel and send him to the line as well as the conversion. Here's a three from Ship, and he's way short on that, and that's going to send us to halftime. 2-point lead for Run DMV. Trailed early, trailed by 6 at the end of the first quarter, but came storming back thanks to those three big men, Nick Hugo and John Hudgens with the scoring, Malik Duffin with the blocks and defense. Run DMV, we got another road squad playing well here, B-Ron.
Yeah, they really are playing well, and, again, coming up against one of the top teams in the league, these are the games that you get up a little bit more for, because you want to prove to the league, because everyone's watching this game to see if the big team's going to lose. Are they going to lose this game to a team that they probably shouldn't be losing to, that kind of stuff. Everyone's watching this game to see if that happens. If it happens again, if it happens, not again, if it happens tonight, it looked like it from last night. If it happened again tonight, we'll see.
Nick Hugo with 14 to lead the way. 2-point lead for his Run DMV squad when we return to get the second half started.
And to make it 2-possession game, and they will.
Definitely gonna have to look elsewhere.
underway here. It's a 2-point lead for Run DMV, and they have the ball. And number 11 out there calling for it. Although it's a corner three. Start things, and it's hit by Trey Trust. It would be a very good thing for Run DMV and Coach Myron Murray to get the Trust on gear here in the second half. But Nick Hugo, 14 points in all scores.
Yeah,
He's up a foul there, but he set the tone.
Absolutely.
DMV that first half.
Yeah, he really did set the tone for them, and their defense in general has done a good job of keeping this game close. And it also, I think, has to do, I mentioned it earlier, both in the post-up and in the previous game, tired legs could be coming into play here for the Bay Area. They had, again, a long game last night against Philadelphia, and they're going in overtime too. So, you know, when you have a long night like that, even at this age, you know, legs are going to be a little bit tired off of back-to-back.
Breaker's style expends a lot of energy as well, I think, in the game. So, see how they're holding up by the fourth quarter.
They run a press, trap defense. So that is, as you said, E, it's just a lot of pressure on you and on the opposition. But tonight, it has worked tonight, but they look a little bit tired.
There's Nick Hugo short on his shot there, but John Hudgens steals the ball, intercepts that pass. Looked like a defensive back there, plucking that ball away.
Gotta put a little more heat on that pass in order to get it there on time.
2 threes
Oh,
back to
man.
back from Trey Trust.
And that's one of the areas where I mentioned earlier in the game that if they can get their 3-point corner shots to fall, they're going to have success, and they've done that so far. They're leading in that category. Bay Area's only hit one of those all game, 1 of 7 at the half. What a dunk, though.
Xavier Pope's having a pretty nice game out there, folks. He's up to a dozen with that dunk, leading the way for Bay Area. Oh, nice pass. And once again, a wide open three. And
that's
John
3 in a row.
Made 6. John Hudgens made 6 threes all season. He's got 3 tonight.
For John Hudgens, it's 3 threes in a row for DMV to begin the third quarter. That double team trap is starting to bite them in the butt. Bay Area.
Now Xavier Pope doing what he can to keep Bay Area close. Brings the lead to 5. Outside of Xavier Pope hitting some tough one-on-one shots, and not seeing a whole lot of fluidity from that Breakers offense right now.
Here it comes again.
The double team turns into an open 3, and this time they can't get it to go. Brandon Smith missed that one.
And Brandon Smith, he can hit those threes. We saw him make one of those to win them a game earlier in the season. That was against Best Coast, if memory serves, right? Or no, that was another game that they had again. They had where they won it in overtime on the last 3-pointer. Oh my goodness!
The ball movement from Run DMV has just gotten better and better all day. That was Hudgens finding Hugo.
They made a connection.
16. Xavier Pope has been the offense in the second half for the Breakers, and he looks determined to be so again. This shot won't go. Hyman gets the rebound. Pope back up with it from deep, but he misses.
Tell you what, though, that's a good possession, though, from the Breakers. They don't get the shot, but they do get the second chance opportunity. Even though it didn't fall, it's a good look for him.
Trey Trust has hit 3 threes in this third quarter. The problem for the Breakers has been the defense. They've been giving up alley-oops, open 3-pointers, double team. DMV seems to have figured out. One thing DMV doesn't have figured out at all is Xavier Pope. He's kind of doing what he wants to in this game, but it's been a struggle for his teammates this second half so far. Once again,
keeping them in the game.
John Hudgens.
Scoring inside, scoring outside. John Hudgens only averages 5.4 a game. He's up into double figures already.
Then a good showing here from John Hudgens. You know, you mentioned it earlier. He doesn't jump out the page at you when you look at his numbers, but tonight he's done a lot of things right.
passes the eye test when you watch some games, or maybe he just has a thing for me and likes to play well when I'm calling him. But I've seen him play all right more than a few times.
Hey man, whatever it is, it's working, I guess, right?
That's right. I am happy to be the good luck charm.
Trey Trust has come alive here in this second half. My goodness.
Trey Trust has taken the shine away even from John Hudgens and Nick Hugo. Smashed him into one player there for a second.
Yeah.
Separate him back out. But this is an 11-point lead, and they're trying to extend it, and they do.
Another one? Are you kidding me?
Your points. Trey Trust.
Oh my
The
goodness.
captain, 16 years old, ice blood in his veins out of Bowie, Maryland, Trey Trust.
Wanted to correct you, it is Bowie, Maryland.
Bowie. All right. Never know if it's like Sam Bowie or...
Yeah, I understand. And also to be fair to you, E, English is a hard language. It is.
Oh, there's a nice drive and another.
Oh my
bucket.
goodness.
That is Kamarian Bracken. He has been very quiet this game, but it's a pretty bucket there. This lead is up to 16. This is something of a rerun of our first game we were on. The road team just taking over the second half.
Yeah. This is very surprising that we're seeing the theme repeat itself in back-to-back games.
Well, the road team definitely the underdog in both of our matchups tonight, but underdogs may outright win both of these things the way this game is trending. That's a timeout actually called by Myron Murray at DMV. He wants to talk it over, but his team has a commanding 14-point lead with just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
You only knew what I wanna do, and now I got this Joe. You're sick. I really don't mean no disrespect, but all I can picture is your legs wrapped around my waist. Just gotta get a taste, but wait. All I know is that I came to party all night. I know about you, but best believe when we leave that it really would be with the whole crew. All I know is that I came to party all night. I know about you, but best believe when we leave that it really would be with the whole crew. There was this flirty gal from the dirty south. Her body was banging out of control. She was 5'5", thick thighs, and green eyes. Everybody in the club was like, whoa. It must have been the ice on my wrist and twisting my head, because this pretty young miss walked over and said, soon as I finish this, Chris, I wanna go to your red room and have a little fun in your bed. I hate to let you down, but I got all of my niggas around, and I don't wanna leave yet, but there's something about your sexy style. So just wait a while, and then you can bet that I will sex you. I really don't mean to disrespect you, but all I can picture is your legs around my waist. Just gotta get a taste, but wait. All I know is that I came to party all night. I know about you, Just believe when we leave that it really would be with the whole. All I know is that I came to party all night. I know about you, Just believe when we leave that it really would be with the whole crew. I feel just like a kid in a candy store. So many ladies in there working the floor. What do I do? How can I pick? How can I choose? My head is tight, I'm about to make my move. So I creep up behind her. Never seen anyone finer. You're the kind of hype that I want for sure. So come on, baby girl, let's go.
Yeah, I might be leaving with you, but I ain't leaving with your whole damn crew. You must be losing your mind. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't trying to holler. Got a girl playing the fool, cause damn, baby, you fine. You been grinding my behind all night. Yeah, that's right, but the thing is, I like it. You been buying all this wine for me all night long, thinking you're gonna take me home, but you're wrong. I say.
All I know is that I came to party all night. I know about you, but best believe when we leave that it really would be with the whole. All I know is that I came to party all night. I know about you, but best believe when we leave that it really would be with the whole. I don't know about you, the whole.
Nick Hugo still leading the way for DMV, 16 points, but Trey Trust, 15, 5 of 6 threes, and all his damage done this quarter.
Yep, he has come alive in the third quarter. Perfect in the quarter so far. It's been so fun to watch him work and just really come alive in the third quarter. I don't know what can be said about it, but it's been impressive to see.
Animated Dre Pope was talking to his players on the sideline during that timeout, and I think they got the message. You see Bay Area applying a little bit more pressure here, and we got the DMV on that possession. Let's see if they can bring the lead back down to 10.
Yeah, they're going to have to do a lot more of that, I think, and that's going to be where they figure things out in the quarter. And going forward, it's pressure on the defensive end. Anyway, we saw them do a little bit in the first half. It didn't really work like they wanted it to. As a blocking foul on Royce Anderson, but we'll see how it goes the rest of the way.
And that was Malik Duffin trying to get around Anderson, and ref said Anderson stuck a leg out there. Not shooting, and Duffin inbounds.
Oh, nice
double team
in the corner.
Yep. That's one of the first times tonight that double team has seemed to really be effective for Bay Area, and they force a jump ball.
Yeah, that's where you want to bring it, though, in the corner, when you have a chance to maybe at minimum do their first jump ball, or they get them panicking and they step on the line.
Well, the three-point parade continues. That's Ty Rocco the third. A very quiet night for Rocco. For just 5.7. Oh, and there's an answer. And Ship.
He's been quiet tonight, but also Trey Hyman has been quiet for the Breakers, and we usually don't see that from him, especially being outplayed by, again, Nick Hugo, who's a smaller player.
There's another turnover that the Bay Area Breakers force out of that double team. John Hudgens couldn't control that pass. DMV still up by a dozen, 47 seconds left in the quarter, but some signs of life. Bay Area Breakers, they could have used Ship to hit that shot. Too strong with it. Three quickly up on this other end, and
oh my goodness,
does not stop for DMV.
Ain't no party like a three-point party, man. Apparently tonight, three-point party does not stop for run DMV.
Well, 15-point difference in this game, and it's really been the outside shooting that has made that margin. And DMV getting it done from deep, and Bay Area has struggled all game long in from distance. And maybe it is that fatigue that's really gotten to him, B-Ron. That was a good observation you had here. Final seconds, third quarter.
Yeah, they have a wide open chance here to get a good look at the hoop in the quarter. Oh, man.
And appropriately, John Hudgens rattles another one in. He had 6 three-pointers all season long. He may end up with 6 made threes tonight. He's got to have, what, 5 now? Well, we'll take a look at the stats as we take a break here. DMV all over the Breakers in their own house. They're up big as we go to the fourth quarter.
We did it. We sealed the bad out and the good in. Take a second and look around you. Go ahead. We have everything we've always wanted. We'll want for nothing.
Excuse me. I really love it here.
Thank you.
We have all these beautiful avocados from Mexico, but where are the chips?
I'm sorry?
The chips are outside.
Why are they outside?
The chips are outside!
I want a Chris Elliott autograph. Hi.
Wait! Please, avocados taste great on lots of things. See? Avocado toast. We can still make this work.
Oh, Wi-Fi's down.
No.
Avocados from Mexico.
$18-point lead for Run DMV. B-Ron, the stats that are jumping out at me. Tail of the game. Run DMV has hit 13 of 23-point attempts. Bay Area Breakers only 2 of 10. DMV just looks good out there with some slick offense. A lot of one-on-one play you're seeing from Bay Area, like that bucket there. But 22 assists to 10. Also an advantage. DMV, it looks like there's going to be another.
Man, this has been really, really impressive. And I mentioned it earlier that the three-point shooting was going to be a key factor for Run DMV. That's what they want to do. That's what Coach Murray was trying to get his team to be throughout the course of the season. He's finally got his team where he wants them to be in terms of what their style is. I couldn't think of the word for what the style is. So he's done everything right, and his players are executing.
Lee Duffin hits the free throw. Duffin not quite stealing the statistical headlines in the way his front court mates John Hudgens and Nick Hugo are tonight for DMV, but a nice game from Duffin. Well, there's a nice drive from Pope. He's going to end up with a nice scoreline. He's got 20 already, but unless he really picks it up and his teammates get in gear too, Bay Area, going to be a long 7 minutes. Oh no, John Hudgens wide open underneath, and he flips it to Hugo.
I am extremely impressed by Nick Hugo tonight. We've seen this from him, though, at various points of the season. We've seen him play like this, so it's not we knew that he could do this, but just seeing it like this against a team like this is all the more impressive, in my personal opinion.
These are the games you get. Rocco, he has 11 now. 6'4", 17-year-old from St. Mary's City in Maryland.
Yeah, Bay Area does not look like themselves tonight. They look tired, which again, granted, given what happened last night and the great game they had, like the game of the year worthy game between them and Philadelphia last night. So let's not take that away from them. But it's a new day, it's a different game, and unfortunately tonight, they just haven't come out and they haven't looked ready and looked good since the second quarter, really.
That was a 3-point game at halftime.
Oh my, look out.
With the rare exception of some Xavier Pope punctuation marks like that one, has been all DMV. Oh, loose ball, but it ends up in Duffin's hands, who gets it to Hugo, who turns it into another dunk.
That's one of those, microcosm of the night for them. Even when things look like they're going to start turn around for you, they hit you with a big cycle like that.
That shot there from Pope was blocked, going to stay with the Breakers, but with 5:34 to go and trailing by 21, unless they can cut this lead in half in the next couple minutes, Coach Dre Pope may want to think about putting all his reserves out there. Some of the guys who don't play quite so often, Curtis London, Blake Gillenwater.
And, just to talk about that really quick, I'm very surprised that London isn't getting more playing time, given that he's also a returning player with Caden Shipp. But at the same time, though, when you have the talent that the team has, unfortunately, someone has to not get as many minutes, and unfortunately for Curtis London, he is that kid. But he seems to be handling it pretty well from what I know for the most part.
You know, London knows his role. He's a 3-and-D player who will probably end up, playing a fairly high Division I level, I think. But on this loaded Bay Area team, just not needed. Well, little chance for a mini run here off that made 3 and forced a miss, but buckets starting to come in bunches. And Trey Hyman gets in on one, lead down to 16. Maybe not quite all said and done yet for Bay Area.
No, I think that they had the capacity and the firepower on offense to get back in this game for sure. But it's going to come to a point now where they're going to have to start doing it quickly. But again, because they had the firepower to do it, I think they very well could. It's a matter of how quickly can they get it down. If they can get it to 10, but they have to do it within. They have to get to within 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Maybe they get a chance.
Had a shot real quick. Sean Hyman just used a nice screen from his big brother.
Oh!
There. But Nick Hugo not putting up with that nonsense. Nick Hugo, not tonight.
Yeah, they
not having it. The man from Richmond, Virginia. Maybe a future Richmond Spider. Good Chance Milton Jones down there. Ooh, there's a 3, and don't look now, but Bay Area has chipped this lead down to 13. It's still a long way to go, but 3.5 minutes. This is not quite done and dusted yet, folks.
No, not quite over just yet. Y'all don't go anywhere just yet.
Look at that, another turnover. More than a few unforced errors. DMV tonight. Xavier Pope, however, can't get that bucket. That's a costly miss there.
Yeah, but that's good defense, though. Doing it without fouling is the name of the game for him tonight. And then on the other end, shots like that are falling. It's, man. Oh, man.
Duffin, the third big man in the DMV trio that's gotten it done tonight, gets it done from beyond the arc, splashes a tray in. Aiden Ship, that's an elegant little move, but the lead still 14. Went up on the 240 mark. Tyrone McDaniel. Not normally in a point guard role, but winning the show out there right now.
Getting a chance to see what he can do.
Ooh, look at that.
I like it. You can do that. You can do that.
Well, Coach Murray likes it too, and he's going to like this even more. Breakers just throw the ball away, and they might be at the point of throwing in the towel.
You know who's not going to like that, though?
He's not going to like that.
Coach.
Well, no.
He's not going to like that at all.
Not going to like that much. Kamari and Bracken back in the game.
Especially when you're trying to get back into a game, you don't want to have those kind of mistakes. Oh man, that's good.
That nice defense. It was a nice cut to get underneath, but the defense was there. Oh, Xavier Pope just about threw that away. Sean Hyman able to corral it. Did you see Hugo with that little shove there on Hyman in spite of all the weight he's giving up, and then disrupts the attempted oop, forces a shot clock violation. I feel like Coach Murray should substitute Hugo out of this game just so we can get a round of applause here. He deserves it. He's been everything for DMV tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been unfazed by the matchup tonight against Trey Hyman. I spoke about it earlier, being undersized, but that has not mattered to Nick Hugo one bit.
Kamari and Bracken can't get that shot to go. Kind of a quiet night for the leading scorer on Run DMV, but I'm out of here a double-digit victor. Kamari and not going to care. They're going to have a good trip back to DC.
Absolutely, they're going to have a good trip back home, and it's after a win like this again against the top team. You know, it's impressive, and it's one of those things where we thought that this Run DMV team would be better coming into the season. They struggled, and they've kind of found their way, but they had to find their way. They had to find what worked for them, and I think they found their identity as a fast-paced team that shoots the three ball very well. And I think that Coach Murray has figured it out. And now that he has figured it out, I think the rest of the league should be on notice. Especially with a win like this tonight against the Bay Area Breakers squad that, again, for all intents and purposes, should be running the table here in Sumo Hoops.
This victory will bring DMV 7-6 on the year, give them a winning record. But you're right, B-Ron. They have had some impressive victories, and when they are playing well, they look like one of the best teams in SimWorld out there. They are not going to get to 100 tonight, but nice offensive performance, particularly in the second half.
Yeah.
A block from John Hudgens there. Been a lot of stars on DMV tonight, but B-Ron, during this break, I think we got to name our players of the game. For me, I got to go with John Hudgens. I'm tempted to say Trey Trust. I'm tempted to say Nick Hugo, but I think John Hudgens with his inside-outside game tonight, huge factor. I'm going to give him my nomination.
Great. So now I have to do a coin flip between Hugo and Trey Trust. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
pretty much.
I will give it to Trey Trust. I had a coin next to me on the broadcast booth for just the purpose.
Well, hey, those 5 threes that he hit all in the third quarter, they were what staked DMV to this big lead that they never really surrendered, and they come out of the Bay 16-point winners. The Breakers fall to 9-5. Run DMV, they got a winning record. Coach Myron Murray, happy with the performance from his bigs as well as Trey Trust. Getting back home happy. Oh, for myself, E. Lava, for my partner in broadcasting crime, B-Ron, and our producer, Roniel, thank you so much for being with us. And remember, we're back on the air, SimWorld TV, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern. Should have some more good action for you then. Stay safe, be well, and we'll see you soon, folks.
And be the game, be the game.
Oh, yeah.